For over 1 billion users, TikTok is more than just an app. It's culture, commerce, and connection. It's where trends are born, where songs become hits, and where communities find their voice. But what if all of that vanished overnight? What if the debate about a ban isn't really about China, but about a far more alarming power struggle that could reshape your entire digital life? The story you're about to hear is bigger than a social media app. It's about power, data, and the future of the internet itself. It all started as a whisper, a national security concern murmured in the halls of power. But how did TikTok, the undisputed king of short-form content, become the most controversial app in America? The journey has been a roller coaster. Let's rewind. For years, warnings from intelligence agencies flagged the app's ties to its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. These warnings weren't just idle chatter. They were a drumbeat growing louder and louder. Then came the legislative push. Bill after bill was introduced, each one aiming to sever the connection between the app and its Chinese ownership. You've probably seen the headlines, the fiery soundbites from politicians on both sides of the aisle. One side shouts about national security risks, painting a picture of a digital Trojan horse. The other side cries censorship, defending the principles of free speech and open markets. This wasn't just a political debate. It became a cultural flashpoint. The timeline shows a clear escalation. From quiet concerns to public hearings with TikTok's CEO to a full-blown legislative showdown. The core of the argument is a fundamental conflict. How do you balance the free flow of information with the need to protect a nation's secrets and its citizens' data? This growing divide has pitted free speech advocates against the national security establishment, turning your For You page into a political battleground. At the heart of this entire debate lies a chilling question. Is your personal data, your habits, your location, your every swipe and search being siphoned off by a foreign power? This is where the conversation moves beyond simple app usage and into the shadowy world of data wars. So let's break down the specific privacy concerns. The primary allegation revolves around TikTok's parent company, ByteDance. Because ByteDance is headquartered in China, it's subject to Chinese national security laws. These laws can compel companies to hand over user data to the government upon request, with little to no transparency. Critics argue that this creates an unacceptable risk. They worry that the vast trove of data collected by TikTok, which goes far beyond what videos you like, could be used for intelligence gathering, surveillance, or even to manipulate public opinion through finely tuned propaganda. Think about it. The algorithm knows what makes you laugh, what makes you angry, what products you want to buy, and even your political leanings. In the wrong hands, that's an incredibly powerful tool. Now, TikTok has repeatedly denied these allegations. They've stated that U.S. user data is stored on servers in the United States and Singapore, not in China, under a subsidiary managed in the U.S. They've even launched initiatives like Project Texas to create an independent entity to oversee U.S. data, and content moderation in an attempt to build a firewall between American users and Chinese authorities. But for many lawmakers, these reassurances aren't enough. They argue that as long as the parent company is in China, the potential for influence and data access remains, no matter how many firewalls are built. This isn't just about targeted ads for sneakers anymore. It is about the potential for large-scale data exploitation and the strategic value of understanding an entire population as digital behavior. The question becomes, can we ever truly be sure our data is safe when it's held by a company with ties to a global rival? That's the billion-dollar question at the center of this digital Cold War. Beyond the headlines and the high-stakes politics, there's a very real human cost to consider. A ban on TikTok isn't just a political statement. It's an economic earthquake that would send shockwaves through countless lives. Let's talk about the creator economy. For millions of creators, TikTok isn't just a platform for fun. And games, it's their office, their storefront, and their primary source of income. These are artists, comedians, educators, and storytellers who have built entire careers from scratch, one short video at a time. A band would effectively shutter their businesses overnight, erasing years of work and cutting off their connection to the audiences they've carefully cultivated. And it's not just the big-name influencers. Think about the thousands of small businesses that have found incredible success on the platform. The local bookstore that went viral with a BookTok recommendation. The family-owned restaurant that now has lines out the door because of a food review. The craft maker who turned a hobby into a thriving enterprise. TikTok's unique algorithm gives these small players a chance to compete with massive corporations, often with a single viral video. The economic impact is huge. We're talking about billions of dollars in commerce that flows through the app. Removing that would leave a significant hole in the digital economy. Furthermore, this is a blow to cultural exchange. TikTok has become a global window, allowing us to experience music, food, humor, and daily life from cultures completely different from our own. A ban risks closing that window, silencing voices, and reinforcing cultural bubbles. What happens to this vibrant, often chaotic, but undeniably powerful ecosystem when the plug is pulled? This isn't just about one app. The battle over TikTok is a crucial test case, a preview of the future regulations on global technology. The outcome will set a powerful precedent for how nations handle foreign-owned tech platforms for years to come. If the U.S. successfully forces a sale or implements an outright ban, what's to stop other countries from doing the same to American tech giants like Google, Meta, or X? This could accelerate the trend towards a splinternet, a fragmented internet where different countries or blocks have their own separate, walled-off digital ecosystems. Imagine an internet where you can access certain apps or websites simply because of where you live. That's a stark contrast to the open, global internet we've grown accustomed to. This is the front line in a much larger battle for digital dominance between the U.S. and China. Both powers are vying for control over the infrastructure, the data, and the standards that will govern the next generation of the web. The TikTok situation forces us to confront uncomfortable questions. Will other platforms rise to fill the void? Absolutely. Competitors like Instagram Reels and YouTube Shorts are already positioned to capture displaced users and creators. But will they replicate the unique culture and discovery engine of TikTok? That remains to be seen. More importantly, are we entering an entirely new era of online regulation, where governments have more say over the apps on your phone? The digital world is at a crossroads, and the path we choose in the coming months will define the landscape for a generation. The implications of this saga are staggering, reaching far beyond the app on your phone. It touches on free speech, economic stability, national security, and the very nature of our globalized digital world. So, what's your take? Let us know what you think in the comments below.